against Hull FC, but they're just starting to get that knack of winning at the back end of games. When they met in round 3, Castleford Tigers scored 3 late tries, which I think took the shine off for the Rhinos.
Castleford about to get underway. Dejan Arce will propel the ball downfield. Brodie Croft back fit again, gets it away, and here goes Alensky and Leeds. But a good welcoming committee there from the Tigers, who push it back to the 10-metre line. Nice to see the contrasting colours, the blue and amber away behind the post at the right-hand side of the ground, and the black and amber of the Castleford Tigers. The Tigers themselves have been in OK form, won a couple of their last 3. Now this is a big step up for the Tigers. You were right to say, in that game earlier in the season, the Rhinos were utterly dominant, and they want a fast start here.
They broke the line a few times out on the flanks, out on the edges. Brodie Croft just putting the ball up at the back end. Castleford Tigers this year complete very high. They get to the kick more often than anybody else, trying to put some pressure. The thing about this short pitch is, before you know it, you're defending your own try line. So that's the reason we talked about that kicking game and how important it will be.
Well, full pack have got to try and lay a platform early on. Tigers looking to work their way out of their own 20. Horn gets it away. Here is Lawler. Lawler wrapped up by Watkins, O'Connor and Jenkins. Horn jumps out of dummy half, trying to poach some meters.
Smart Liam Horn around the acting half, almost find a space there.
Here's Dejan Arce. Launches it downfield, where Lockie Miller collects. He got 2 tries here last season for the Rhinos. And he's wrapped up 25 out from his own line. So both sides have had a touch of the ball early stages here. It's nip and tuck early on.
There's a few things to talk about, and I think in terms of the Rhinos, that spine that's been so impressive. Lockie Miller, Brodie Croft, Jake Connor, it's only the 3rd time that that particular combination has played with one another. Only getting better.
Here's Watkins over the halfway line, so Leeds get the first chance then. Couple of tackles left in the set. They'll go to Croft now, drops it back on the angle for Newman. Newman had Miller going up the middle. The pass then would have been interesting, but he held on to Harry Newman. Last one. Surely a high kick to come from Connor. He's going to stand it up. He's going to invite Hoy forward. It's behind everybody, and well, Hoy couldn't have asked for a better bounce than that. He could have gone anywhere. It went straight to the Tigers fullback.
It was lucky for Tex Hoy. He didn't commit to catching that at all. It's like he picked up a knock. 3 tries for the influential fullback last week in that victory against Salford.
Zach seen it's his birthday today. They have a happy day here down at the Jungle with the Tigers. So they're looking to work their way out. We mentioned in the team news, Barry, this Leeds bench is huge, isn't it, today? How much of a bearing is that going to have on things today?
Well, you and I were talking about, obviously there is immense quality, 14, 15, 16, 17, but the 18th man is a seasoned pro and international for the Leeds Rhinos in James Bentley, so that shows how strong they are in depth.
At the moment, here's Arce, will kick downfield, launches it across, Hall back pedals, catches it on the full, needs no second invitation, he'll bring it forward. Well, it's tight so far. Leeds maybe just enjoying the better field position at the moment. Croft gets in, here's Newman, fires forward.
Move now, Tom, going back, hold.
There's Brad Arthur looking on. A lot of speculation about his future. That may be something Leeds need to address sooner rather than later. But he'll be pleased with what he's seen recently, Brad Arthur. Here's Croft, short pass, gets it away, McDonald. He's wrapped up by a former Rhino, Brad Singleton. 78 appearances in the blue and amber. Not the best pass. He got a nice bounce for Gannon. Here's Hanley. Hanley trying to get past Sini, who gets enough of the shirt to bring him down. Rush signals the last tackle. And here's Connor again. A little bit more height this time. Hoy just wanders infield. Will catch it on the full. But a wall of blue and amber in front of him. He tries to skip round it, but he can't get through.
A measured kick from Jake Connor. I've been really impressed with the variety in his kicking game. But again, short pitch. You don't want to kick it too long, otherwise you'll suffer with a 7-tackle set.
Jake Connor, a welcome addition at the Rhinos this year. Got a key part to play. Here goes a Moan. It's high, and that's the first breaking play. Jenkins and Watkins involved in the tackle. Tom Amone, a short-term signing, is having a big impact for Danny Maguire and the Tigers.
Yeah, you have to get your body in front of Tom Amone. He takes a nice line behind the back of the play of the ball, and because Cooper Jenkins goes low, there's nowhere else if he's going to join that tackle for Callum Watkins to go, and he gives the penalty away.
Touch finder. So Castleford get their first attacking opportunity. Many injury problems of late. Here's Horn, finds Singleton, runs at Aledzki. Watkins with a tackle on the 13. A warm day here. A little bit overcast, but the conditions perfect for this big derby fixture. And Horn waits, poised, centre field. Looking now for Singleton, finds Dejan Arce, determined carry there. Almost broke through over on that far side. Now they're going to take it straight up the middle. Strong carry, the Tigers 5 away here. Mellor, tackle. Horn short to a Moan, just had to wait for the pass. It wasn't quite in his running line. Last one here. Westerman comes in at first receiver. Here's a decoy, goes to Mills, rolls the kick through, it's bounced around. Was it played at? It is. Another set for Castleford. Senior will play it now. And here come the Tigers. Westerman again just had to wait for the pass. But Castleford on the back of that penalty now. That ball was played at. Mills quickest to react. Here goes Lawler. Another set restart. So the Tigers on top here. Can they make their early territory pay here? Ball spins its way across to Hoy. Big dummy. But the Rhinos were having none of that. And the tackle made. Horn looks left, but he's coming right. Amon this time takes it. 2 meters out from the line. Leeds defence been tested. They've been pretty good last few weeks, Leeds defensively. Short pass to Singleton. He'd love to get over, wouldn't he, against his former club? But O'Connor gets him and the ball on the Leeds line. Ball now works its way to Dejan Arce. Here's Tex Hoy. Hoy gets it away to Mellor. Nice pass for it is Senior. Senior wrapped up. The Leeds slide was good. This is the last one. Ball back across now. They're going to float the kick. Arce's looking for Sini. Sini got up, but he couldn't take it. Connor takes it in goal. Oh, now he was tripped up. Yeah. He was tripped up here, and this is going to be a huge problem for Castleford. That's a professional foul. Barry McDermott, someone could be going in the bin, and that someone is Liam Horn.
Yeah. Liam Horn, we talked about his threat with the ball, but what goal line defence from Leeds Rhinos. We talked about it before a ball was kicked. If you break the cycle, you can end up defending your own line. That cute kick from Arce dealt so well by Jake Connor, who of course can play in the fullback role. And as he's trying to get to tap that ball, he's tripped up right in front of the referee. Madness from Liam Horn.
Yeah, right in front of the referee.
And he's undone all that good work they had with the ball. Taking energy out of the Rhinos, defending your own line. Obviously you have to put energy in, physical energy, but emotional energy too.
Here's Watkins then, so Leeds have got the player advantage. Tex Hoy's just been getting a once-over by the physio. Here's O'Connor, gets it away to Watkins. Watkins finds Aledzki, had a look, decided to go it alone. Inside the 40 go the Rhinos. Here's O'Connor, finds Connor, out the back, no dummies, and Amon did well. 20 out, now O'Connor gets it. Leeds looking to go through the motions here, through the hands. Test out this Tigers defence, 10 away. O'Connor on the last. Aledzki, a willing runner, needs to find a pass, gets it to Connor. Fires a pass, Hanley kicks it to the corner, it just had too much on it. If that pass goes to hand, the Rhinos were in.
It just ends up a little bit sloppy. back end of the set for Leeds. Jake Connor tries to find a long pass, freeing up centre and winger over on this left edge for the Rhinos. Nikolai Aletsky finding himself in an unfamiliar position, ends up with the ball on the last and panics to find the pass. There's something happened somewhere.
No, the referee's going to have a word here. I think that there's a problem with the video referee, so Rush is just going to tell the players now.
If I want to check something, Sky are going to show me replays through the screen. I just thought I'd let you two know. All right. Needed to make you aware.
Referee there from Liam Rush, just letting the players know what the situation is. Hopefully a temporary issue, but he's working on it. Impressed with Liam Rush start to life as a Super League referee.
He's only going to get better with experience, Liam Rush. The one thing you've got to be as a ref is he's as fit or fitter than the players. He's certainly up there in terms of his conditioning.
Well, ball's come free here, but it's been knocked on by Castleford. They're thinking about a possible challenge here momentarily, but they decide against it.
It's a big one to give away your captain's challenge so early. You've got to be absolutely certain. Rhinos with 4 men around the ball carrier. The onus, of course, is on the ball carrier to keep control, keep hold of the ball, whether there are hands and arms around it or not. If there is a pulling motion, you'll get penalised.
Who's forward,
That's the scrum. There is Senior with the error.
Oh, no, sorry, you got some off, yeah.
Well, Castleford just about survived the last set. Remember, they are a player down at the moment. Liam Horn in the bin. Ball working its way to Miller, gets it away to Newman. Newman wrapped up. Waiting there, but they're offside. Just involved in a bit of a wrestle after the tackle there.
And just having a look at the body language of the Rhinos there, the penalty was an easy one to give. They're going to keep possession because there is a Castleford man in the sin bin. Ordinarily, I think they'd have taken the 2.
Here's Nikolai Aletsky playing the platform for the Rhinos. Wanting to get off to a strong start here. O'Connor finds Watkins. Watkins takes it to the line. He's trying to
get a good buy. Great buy.
Professional second spell with the Rhinos. They're working its way now to Connor. Connor short to Gannon. And bodies out the back. He's lost it. Gannon spills it.
Big celebrations from the Tigers players. Gannon goes into contact. Much like the previous knock-on, he has to keep hold of that ball. Rowan Mills is the man who's in attendance. The big number 7 does enough. Plenty of passion in that celebration, Mark.
Yeah, well, they've got to defend your line, and they did it well.
The games are about a series of wins and losses, and it's happening constantly within a game, and every one of them matters.
It does. Castleford will take every available second out of that sin bin for Liam Horn. Here you go. Senior and the Tigers, 15 off their own line. It works its way over to the Tigers left. Alex Miller just signed a new contract. Former Rhinos player, of course. Been in great form this year as well for the Tigers. Here's Singleton, angling his way across, making good meters, the veteran. Tackle just short of the halfway line. There's Dejanazzi now. Short pass to Tom Amon. O'Connor again wraps him and the ball up. Just the Castleford side of halfway. Hoy finds Arzik, kicks over in behind. Miller's going to go across. That's gone out on the full. That's a mistake.
It's a little stabbing kick. He's trying to obviously get it to bounce inside that sideline. Just puts a bit too much beef on it. You're right about those carries for Cass Tigers. Brad Singleton, who represented the blue and amber 178 times, will have a little bit more juice in his tank, a little bit more vim and vigour in his game this afternoon.
Well, up against his former team, signed from Salford.
Okay.
Here now is Watkins, good hands, gets it away to Cooper Jenkins.
Great line speed from Tom Amon.
You saw it coming though, Watkins got rid of it just in time. O'Connor finds Aledski. Amon gets hold of him. Good strong challenge. All played quickly. O'Connor finds Watkins. Watkins out the back to Jake Connor. Connor into the line, gets it away to Newman. Good sliding defence. Seaney with a tackle. Ball now to Lum, gets it away to Gannon. Here's Connor again, finds Jenkins. The ball went hunting for him there. Got a bit of him, but not all of him. Leeds back on the attack. O'Connor finds Croft, fires it into the hands of Miller. He finds Newman, puts the kick in. It's a decent kick, but Hoy's there. Hoy collects it, and Castleford again survive.
Cass will be taking all these little wins and putting them in their memory banks. Some great work from Tom Amon in defence. Bone rattler there from Jared O'Connor. As Cass are trying to earn a little bit of field position.
Senior wrapped up right on his own 20. Castleford doing it tough after that sin bin for Liam Hall for the professional foul. Nice carry there from Josh Sim. Tigers inching their way downfield. Hoy with a short side play, but he's wrapped up, but not before he pitches a couple of post-contact meters. Last one, Westerman in at dummy half. Milnes waits for the kick. His left boot will send it downfield. Hall retreats back inside his 10. Catches it on the full, and off he goes. And the Tigers make the tackle. Well, so far so good for Castleford. Down to 12, they've managed to hang on so far.
Without a doubt, they're getting 50% of possession. And Rowan Mills, when he puts one of those skyscrapers up, puts real pressure on the back line. Riley Lum, Ryan Hall and Lockie Miller will not want him to get any more beef on that ball.
Here's Riley Lum, been a sensation this year for the Rhinos. Here's Lockie Miller, gets it away to Connor. Connor sidesteps over halfway. Thought about offloading before Singleton puts him to the ground. With help from Seaney. Plays it now into the hands of Watkins. Dummies inside, goes outside to Croft. Little kick step from him. The former Man of Steel is inside the 40. O'Connor looks. Miller short side, gonna send it high. A tester for Tex Hoy. Waits on the 10, catches it, goes to ground. He's wrapped up, and the Tigers get it back.
Talking about that kicking game, Lockie Miller, Brodie Croft, Jake Connor all have the ability to put a kick in at the end of the sets. Some punishing defence on both sides in these early stages. 15 minutes has flown by.
It has. Some big shots going in here. There's Miller, that's a better run.
You talked about Alex Miller. When I went back and watched that round 3 game, he was huge for his side and probably started that last 10 minutes of a resurgence.
Referee signals that was the 5th and last tackle. A bit of a juggle from Arzi, gets it away, kicks back across the field. Riley Lum retreats with Miller. It's not actually a bad kick in the end. Lum collects it, he looks to bring it back. He brings it up to the 20, and Castleford are completing their sets. They're doing well at the moment.
And although it looked a scruffy kick, a bouncing ball is a nervy pick-up for anybody in the back line. Just one lapse of concentration, you knock the ball on, and your side's under pressure.
Not only that, if you can't catch it on the full, Barry, it's time it allows the defence to get forward and close you down. Ball on halfway, here's a one-handed pick-up from Miller. Miller's quick, oh, he's going through. Miller might need support. Jummy's one way, oh, he had Hanley with him, he didn't pass it. I think if he passes to Hanley there, they score in the corner, Leeds. Ball back to Jake Connor, shows it, gives it away to Croft. Croft short here, Newman's dropped it. Massive, massive chance for Leeds, and they've blown it.
He knows it too, Harry Newman. A wonderful break from Lockie Miller. I actually like the patience of Lockie Miller. We've often watched him, and although he's got that Sevens rugby union background, he has a little bit of throwing caution to the wind. Although he could have got the ball without a doubt to Ash Hanley, he chooses the more pragmatic option, keeps possession. But Harry Newman, all he has to do is catch that ball. And that would have been the first try for the visitors.
Well, they had 2 chances there, Leeds. Liam Horn about to return to the action for the Tigers, so they're back 13 on 13. But the good news for Castle, they didn't concede down to 12.
And actually looked the stronger side in that 10 minutes. Obviously got the capability.
Here's a Mo. Going to Hull Kingston Rovers next season. Big recruit for the Robins, and now he's earned a penalty.
James McDonald stays in too long for the referee's liking, making his 40th consecutive appearance. He holds Tom Amon up, but he's so powerful in his desire to play the ball quick, forces the hand of the referee. Tom Amon, a great buy. Obviously, you've mentioned he's only here for a short spell, but his influence won't just be on the 80 minutes that the fans watch. It'll be all around the working environment for Cas Tigers.
Yeah, here now is Mills, gets it away. Hoy wrapped up, finds the 40. So Castleford haven't been down the other end. There is Danny Maguire, Brett Delaney, another former Rhino, and Chris Chester, the latest off-field recruit for the Tigers. All looking on from the back of the stand as Horn looking to redeem himself after that needless sin binning. He's tackled 20 away, but he's lost it. He's lost it.
Cold hands for Liam Horn. Shows the ball. Thinks he's got half a gap.
I
think you'd probably credit Cooper Jenkins there.
Leeds ball, shot clock on.
He goes back in, tries to control and wrap up the player. The ball is just nudged loose.
Right, Arthur and Jamie Langley looking down from the back of the stand here at the Menderhose Jungle. Arthur's future is becoming an issue for Leeds, isn't it now?
You're right, there's uncertainty in the Leeds Rhinos backroom staff, and such certainty with the acquisition of Chris Chester, who's done a remarkable job with the Lee Leopards. A great signing for Cass.
Carries from the dummy half position. O'Connor waits. He'll get the ball away. Here goes Aledzki. 4 of the game gone, still awaiting the first points here. Here's Watkins, finds Jenkins. Jenkins runs up Westerman, good carry into Castleford territory.
Back, Tom. Hold. Go forward.
O'Connor finds Croft. Ball now works its way. Oh, lovely pass. McDonald almost through. Great tackle, Dejanazi. Stopped the back rower slicing through. Last one, kick towards the post. Will it hit the post? No. It's run dead by Tex Hoy. And it'll be a goal line dropout, but some desperate defence there from the Tigers.
Speed and accuracy of kick there from the fullback, who picks up, sees a little bit of space around near the sticks, puts a beautiful kick in, and Tex Hoy had no option other than carrying it over the sideline.
He ran out of room, didn't he? I think he would have wanted to try and return that, but he ran out of grass.
If Brodie Croft doesn't make the effort to chase that up, Tex Hoy picks it up. So all those little moments within a game. Big carry here.
Aledzki runs it forward, picks his spot, runs at Mellor, stands his ground, makes the tackle. Good tough rugby league there. The Leeds back on the attack. Here goes Cooper Jenkins now. Lawler gets his body in front. Jenkins thought about an offload. Our Leeds about to open their account here. They're 20 away with Connor. Finds Watkins. Watkins finds Miller. Miller finds Hanley. Hanley flicks the ball away and Lump's put it down.
Just slightly behind. He's really getting an understanding of his centre, Riley Lump. But Ash Hanley with that left-handed offload, it's nice hands, a little bit lateral in terms of the running angle, and he's slightly behind the young winger. He can't regather it in.
Maybe just a yard too far forward there, Riley Lump. Hanley with the offload.
Such pace in that back line for Leeds, particularly over on this left side.
Let's go!
Ryan Hall over on the right side. I don't think pace is his main asset at 37 years of age, but obviously he's one of the first names on the team sheet. Brad Singleton rotating with Muzzy Mustafa, another former Rhinos player.
Yeah. Tigers then have it back. They're spending a little bit too much time down that end of the field for their liking, but Danny Maguire will be pleased that his defence is held firm here. Ball now works its way to Milnes, finds Sini, nowhere to go. Taken by the bootlaces, but tackle not complete. Sini out of nothing, pinches 10 more metres, good run from him. Formation, Brad Singleton off, Mustafa is on. Here's Lawler, gets it away to Arzi, gets it away to Hoy. Little dummy, Up towards halfway. Castleford just starting to ask one or two questions now. Mustafa, he takes it in. Nice one for the Tigers. Can they find a good kick to end the set? Arzi under pressure from Newman, who hit him as he kicked it. Miller, great catch. Really good catch. Got up high and collects it nicely.
He's a confident catcher of a ball at the back. Lockie Miller and Harry Newman doing a good enough job to take time and space away from the kickers. Talked about Arce and Milner, should I say.
Super League continues. Another game this evening. Catalans take on Wigan at 5:30, and tomorrow the round concludes as Wakefield take on Salford. Then on Thursday, Huddersfield looking for a second win, take on League. Hull KR St Helens, that should be a cracker. Friday night at 8. As is Salford Wigan. And next Saturday, Leeds will take on Wakefield at 2:30 before Catalans take on Hull at 5:30, and Sunday sees Warrington take on the Tigers. Here now is Connor, goes high. Any pressure on here? Sim, that's a brilliant catch.
Sim attacks that ball. You often see it when teams come to Weldon Road, the jungle. It's measured kicks, it's high, hanging, but often very short, so backfield division have to run to meet the ball.
Good. Horn in at dummy half. Castleford have had to weather a bit of a storm. They're coming back into it. Here's a moan. Carries over the halfway line. Tackle made by Holroyd. Signed a new contract with the Leeds Rhinos recently. He'll be pretty happy with life at the moment. Here now is Arzi, puts the kick up. Again, they're inviting Miller into traffic. He realises he's not going to get there. He'll get it on the bounce, though. Could be a chance of a counter if he's brave. He's thinking about it. He gets it away to Lum. Lum straightens up, and Westerman says, "You haven't none of that on my watch."
Lockie Miller, I'm not sure the word is brave. He's looking for that kind of play all the time. Talked about his patience when he made the break, not to find Ashanley. But when the pass is on, he will throw it. Doesn't matter where he is on the field.
He's up to the 40, still awaiting the first points. There is Lockie Miller. Really growing into it, as is this fella, Palacia, on the bench. A bit of a surprise, actually, today.
Come with here. Palacia, Holroyd, Lasonnet and Cam Smith, who learned his rugby league just down the road at Castleford Lot Lane Amateur Club.
Here's Croft after a switch play. Again, Miller was a runner up the middle. Can't find him on this occasion. Last one. Connor, the go-to man, gonna send it high. Hoy's gonna have to come and collect this. Holroyd's lining him up, but the fullback gets it, and then Holroyd gets the fullback.
Chase again, Watkins, Holroyd. And this arm wrestle type of rugby league will suit the Rhinos until they give a penalty away, Mark.
Discipline. Too early. Mills is going to punt for touch far side, so the Tigers get it back.
They're ready for this type of game. Coach Brad Arthur talking about how Danny Maguire likes his side to play behind the percentages.
Oh, they've offloaded. That wasn't a percentage play. They got away with that. They'll get a set restart. Oh, now then the referee, I think, has said there was a knock on either way here.
Leeds had a hand in here.
Yeah, I think they did, but the offload was a gamble on tackle one, wasn't it?
You're right, Mark. The words haven't come out of my mouth before the offload was thrown by Senior. Yeah, there's the knock on. James McDonald just gets his hand to it. It's been a fast-paced game, hasn't it?
It has. But Arthur looking on. He'll be happy with certain aspects of it, but I think he'll be a little bit unhappy. They haven't iced a few of these chances they've created.
5 seconds. Shot clock off.
That game last week against Hull FC, it was won in the last couple of minutes.
It was. Here goes Lewis Senior, wrapped up inside the 40.
No, stand up.
First start of the campaign for him. Here's Miller. Carries Watkins, takes him down. The Tigers draw first blood here. Ball works its way now to Mills. He gets it away to Lawler. 20 out from the line. Goes to ground. Horn waits. Ball now finds Dejan Arce. Gets it away to Mills. Quick hands, but the line speed of Leeds was good, and Hoy had nowhere to go.
Move now, James. Hold here. Hold. Go for.
And now goes Tom Amon. He's getting through some work, isn't he?
Yeah, he's...
5. Move, Karen. Looking back.
Here now is Horn.
Hold. Go 5.
Finds Milnes. Going to float the kick. Looking for Sini and Sin. Riley Lung didn't need to jump too high to collect it. And he comes up with a ball for Leeds.
A bit disappointed with that chase, Cas Tigers. Some good work with the ball. They'd expect a little bit more quality at the back end. You were asking me prior to the game what it was like as a Rhinos player to come to the jungle. You always prepared for the best version of Cas Tigers. So we're almost 30 minutes into the game. Won't be a surprise to these Rhinos players just how well Cas have played.
Yeah, big 11 minutes to go here. Can somebody grab an advantage? Connie Dunn with the 40-20 finds Croft, short pass McDonald. Good tackling again from Cass, and being on point defensively today, that is for sure. Short side play again to Croft, will hoist it high, kicks back across field. Hoy's got time, collects it 5 off his line, looks up, and the Rhinos are there to meet him, and they're not falling for any dummies from Tex Hoy, who's tackled 15 out from his own line.
Hold Tom. Go on.
Tigers working hard here.
Movement, Morgan. Wait. Go 2.
Another change in the middle for Castleford this time. Big Sam Hall has entered the field.
3.
Another one who's just found his way back into the Tigers team. Here's Westerman. Carries strongly over the 40.
Move back. Keep it square. Go 4.
Horn gets it away. Milnes is going to kick. He's looking for a 40-20. Didn't quite have the angle. It just allowed Miller to get back. Ball in one hand. Again, he thought about the big pass. Opts against it.
It does put defenders on red alert because you know he's going to throw it.
I think it puts his own wingers on red alert, doesn't it? Because you never know if he's coming. There's big Sam Lasoni. What an introduction. Rolls over Tom Amon. I think he's injured here. And Tom Amon, I think, might need a head injury assessment. And fair play there. I'm not sure who the Leeds player was. I think it was Lockie Miller. So he was in a spot of bother, just steadied him on his feet there momentarily.
Big Sam, his role often in a Rhino shirt is to come on probably 10 minutes before half-time, run him up, do some damage. When he carries that ball forward, Tom Amon gets it all wrong and ends up on wobbly legs. I agree, I think they'll take him over to the sideline just because of his unsteadiness when he gets up.
Well, we pointed out the bench, and the size of that Leeds bench could well have a big say here. Tom Amon is going to have to go. I think he might possibly have banged his head on the ground as well in that tackle. It's very firm. We've not had a lot of rain in the north of England of late, so Danny might have been about to rest him anyway, give him a spell, but they'll be hoping he passes that head injury assessment.
Absolutely. He's had some huge involvements with and without the ball in the opening 30 minutes. There's no doubt about it. Had his clock clean then by Sam Amon. Sam Lasson.
A hybrid. I won't want to tackle that one, Barry. But he is, you're right, so he's come off the bench every week, Sam Lasson, and he's really developed into an impact substitute, hasn't he? Here's Palacia, gets it away. Here now is Miller. Miller tackled, but bumps off one, but Horn gets his man. Is there going to be a break in this game before the break at half-time? Here's Lasoni again. Can he get the pass away? It was all. Lasoni and Holroyd were flooding through. Set restart. So Lasoni's causing all sorts of problems here. Here's Newman. Lasoni wanted it back. He got hit off the ball. That's going to be a penalty. Now, who hit him? Was it Horn again, or was it Mustafa? Well, he's come on, and he's wreaking havoc, isn't he?
He's a big man. You've got to get your body in front of Sam Lasoni whenever he's carrying the ball forward. Tom Holroyd was clean through if that pass is made.
And again, Leeds in a tight game. Like, we understood it earlier because Castleford were down to 12. That was a pretty straightforward kick. They're running it again. They want more than the 2. Here's Connor. Gets it away. Here he is! The wrecking ball. Sam Lasoni goes through. Leeds turn down the 2. Lasoni gives them 4 with a kick to come. Castleford 0. Leeds for?
Just give it to the big boy, Mark. Big Sam's come onto the field every time he's touched the ball. He's broken tackles, he's left defenders on the floor and in his wake. And he was almost surprised that there was nobody in front of him. Nice set-up play. Jake Connor with another try assist. And although there's a legs tackle from Castleford, Alex Mellett gets nowhere near the big man. Great introduction, wonderful use of the substitute bench from Leeds. And the deadlock is broken.
It is. Impact from the bench. Brad Arthur looks on. He'll be pretty pleased with that. There's obviously been a conscious decision from Brad Arthur to go so big on the bench.
It's a warm day, it's a short field, and as I said before a ball is kicked, if you're defending your own try line, it's just physics, isn't it? Big men are going to run over the top of little men. And if you can have a few of them at the right end of the field, it's always going to be hard to handle.
I think it was Lee Radford that once said, a good big one will beat a good little one.
Absolutely.
Here's Jake Connor looking to add the extras. He's taken over the kicking duties again. Lockie Miller had a few misses last week against Hull, so Connor has got the tee back in his possession. Strikes it. The Castleford fans are quiet. The kick is good, and Leeds lead by 6.
You're right there. That 4 into 6 is very important. It's going to be a tight game. Come the final whistle, those conversions could become crucial. Lockie Miller only 1 from 4 last week. Jake Connor giving the kicking tee. Believe he doesn't like kicking. He doesn't want to kick.
Stay on.
But he's pretty good at it, and he's got the job today.
High restart. Now, this is a big 7 minutes now for Castleford. They've worked so hard. They don't want to get blown away just before the break.
Move now.
Leeds have had to work for everything they've got so far. What can they produce in the latter stages here? Gannon carries, Hall and Mustafa in with a tackle.
All the way, Liam. All Alex, wait.
Here's Palacia, runs it forward. Sonny was the decoy on that occasion. O'Connor, he'll wait. And he gets it away to Lasoni. He's angling his way forward. He's looking, wrestles off one. Looking for contact. Finds it 40 out from his own line. Castleford got to stay strong defensively here. Croft gets it back on the inside to Miller. Great tackle. Really good tackle from Westerman.
Nice from Joe Westerman.
Saw the danger and dealt with it. Connor just hacks it downfield. Hoy will collect it. Would have thought possibly about laying that roll out, but he had to deal with it and did. And he's tackled and pushed back 15 off his own line.
Jake Connor had to change his mind while the ball was in his hand as to where he was going to kick. The backfield covered from Cass Tigers. Great work from Joe Westerman, by the way. Seen that play put on from the Leeds Rhinos, and it result in a break and often a try.
Yeah, it was good work, wasn't it? He was alert to the danger.
It's just that extra effort, those small involvements in a game, small efforts.
It's amazing how many times those small efforts lead to big outcomes. Castleford short side here with Westerman. Runs at Connor, dragged down on halfway. Last one for the Tigers. Look at Holroyd trying to get pressure on Milnes. He caught there, but Milnes gets it away. Oh, they're looking at each other. Well, it went backwards, and Hall was there to sweep up the danger. They never looked happy there.
That's one of those kicks I was talking to you about. He kicks it high, well above the lights at the stadium. And you're right, fullback and winger were both looking at each other. Yours.
Yeah. Here's Hanley, carries forward for Leeds. Tackle made 30 away. Still going. Up to the 40, still going. He wasn't held. He's away again.
Oh my word.
Wow. Post-contact meters, about 30 of them there. Referee never called held. Here now is Miller. Miller gets it away. Here goes Big Sam again. Big Sam, can he find a pass? Miller wanted it back, didn't get it. O'Connor does well to get it away. Here now is Miller. Miller dummies to kick. Miller fires it wide. Hanley back to Connor. Connor's feigning the kick. He'll kick across field. Caught by Newman. Newman to Palacia. Gets it away. Ball batted on. It'll find Hall. Hall's rampaging forward. He gets it away. McDonald kicks it down the line. It comes off Castleford, but it wasn't played at. And that will be a turnover in play. But Leeds were playing there like it was the last tackle, but I don't think it was the last tackle.
They were playing touch and pass. That's what they were playing, weren't they? A little bit loose from the Rhinos, but what a carry, what a run and determination from Ash Hanley. Captain in his 12th year, in his testimonial year at the Rhinos. Well, he was touched, and he didn't stop. He's cheating at touch and pass.
Yes. I think Leeds possibly should be further in front than they are at the moment. I think Castleford, if this goes in 6-0 at the break, will be pretty pleased.
Yeah, there's at least 2 or 3 try-scoring opportunities that they haven't taken, the Rhinos.
2, move now and square. Hold it, James, wait.
Leeds have it.
Go to.
Defensively, they're lining up the Tigers here. They lead by 6. Castleford working out of their own end again. Spent a lot of time down this end of the field, Castleford. Here's Mustafa. Plays to Mills, kicking. Sim, if he gets the ball, he could be away. Oh, it's a horrible bounce. It was worth the risk. It either needed a little bit more or a little bit less. Caught in between Rowan Mills.
I like it, I like it. The play was set up. Josh Sim expecting the kick. Rowan Mills gets the right weight on it, the right distance on it, just doesn't get the bounce.
It's a gamble. There's 2 minutes to go to the break. They're turning the ball over just inside Leeds half.
Well, we'll see if that gamble results in points against them.
2, Brad straight out. Alex all the way. Hold.
Here's O'Connor. Is that gamble going to backfire on Castleford? Can they defend?
Sam Lasonic looks dangerous every time he's got the ball, doesn't it? He's cracked the code this afternoon.
He has. Here is Brodie Croft. Croft runs across, finds Jake Connor. Connor uses decoys, goes out the back to Miller. Miller tries to bump off, he bumps one off. Sini gets his man. Couple of tackles left. Can Leeds add to their lead here? Here's Holroyd, lays down a platform again. Bumping his way forward. Is there a short side play on last tackle? No, they're going to Jake Connor. Connor's going for the one-pointer and he takes the one. And as cool as you like, Leeds lead by 7.
Good decision. Jake Connor knowing that as the game is approaching half-time, that 1 point just nudges his side ahead on the scoreboard. This game is very similar to last season's match between Cass and Leeds. It was 0-0 at half-time. Momorowski brought the deadlock 2 minutes into the second half, but it's tight, close, and Danny Maguire will be delighted with the effort his side has put in.
He will. The bounce of the ball, had it gone the other way, Sim may have been away, but it's cost them a point. 7-0 at the break. Leeds have dominated, but Castleford have been resolute defensively. They're still in the contest here. As Holroyd's knocked on, they might get a chance here, Castleford.
Wow.
They might get a chance here, right on the buzzer. Need to form the scrum quickly to stop the clock. And that's what they'll do. They're going to get 30 seconds at the line.
Great shot from Liam Horn. Tom Holroyd, that'll hurt his pride, that. He ran right out the short stocky number 9. Dislodges the ball. You can see bumpers up. He sees the number 9 and gets put on his back.
Well, Danny Maguire's down at pitch side now. If his team can get a try here, he will be ecstatic. Ball moves to Sini. Sini looked to put the pass away, but he's tackled 5 out. They might get 2 more tackles here, Castleford. They might get 2 more. Here now is Mills. Gets it away now to Westerman. Westerman bodies in the way, gets it away to Mellor. Mellor jinking his way forward. Sees off Lasoni, puts a kick in, charge down. Ball regathered, they keep it alive, it's harum scarum stuff here. Siren goes in the background, Hoy kicks forward, Holroyd pounces upon it. A bit of madness to end the opening 40 minutes here, but Danny Maguire applauds. He likes what he's seen from the Tigers. They might not have got any points in the first 40, but they do lead at half-time by 7 points to 0. Leeds lead Castleford by 7 points to 0 at the break. Lissoni with the only try, Connor with a goal and a drop goal. Will the Rhinos be rampant in the second half, or will the Tigers turn it around? Second half then on the way here at the Menderhose Jungle. Really tight first half. What will Brad Arthur have said at half-time to his Leeds Rhinos? Barry McDermott.
I think nailed that last pass. They've been good in the build-up, the Leeds Rhinos. Spent plenty of time to our left, putting pressure on Cas Tigers, who've defended stoically when they've had to. But once they start to nail that last pass, you feel like points will start to come for the Rhinos. And for Cas Tigers, probably need to just spend some time with the ball in hand at the right end of the field. They haven't had enough possession, they haven't had it in the right end of the field, but there's no shortage of effort from the Tigers.
Second half to come then in the Super League as Castleford take on Leeds, alive here at the Menderhose Jungle. Leeds attacking the railway end in the second half, where the majority of their fans are amassed. Tigers had a lot of defending to do in that first half. Will it come to bite them at the back end of this one? Ricky Miller about to get us underway. A slight pause in kick-off. Rush is making his way to the middle. Finish, I think, with a touch of his comms equipment. He's in place. We're ready to go. There he is. Running repairs as the kick is launched downfield. Sini will catch it on his own line. Gets it away to Singleton. And he brings it forward. And the tackle is made.
Just looking at some of the individual numbers at half-time, Jared O'Connor, the number 14, that's his 31st tackle of the game. Big Sam Lissoni, who came on, scored the try, made such a big impact. 4 tackle busts in 10 minutes.
Yeah, outrageous. Oh, good run there, and away come the Tigers. Senior on the shoulder. Senior, has he got the pace? Newman's after him. Castleford are going to left of the field. Try Tigers. Lewis Senior's first start of the season, and he's over for the try. Dream start to the second half for the Tigers.
What a start from Castleford. The carry, the offload, the pace from Senior. Ruthless. Nobody's going to catch Lewis Senior when he's out in open field. But it all came from the carry. A bump, it's Brodie Croft, who can't get hold of Alex Mellor, who gives a perfect pass to Lewis Senior. Boom, get out of the way from Alex Mellor. Could have kept hold of it. We're only just a minute into the second half, but he hears the breath, hears the call, feels the breath of Senior and gives it to the quicker man. That will give them some confidence now, just what Danny Maguire's side needed.
Well, he was pretty happy, wasn't he, when we saw him making his way down. He was at pitch side applauding the effort of his players. Well, that is a magical start to the second half for them. And if Rome Mills can slot this over from the sideline, all of a sudden that one-pointer from Jake Connor looks very, very useful indeed. Well, I've got to be honest, I didn't see that coming in the opening set of the second half. Mills, who kicked 8 from 8 last week, can he keep that little run going? This is a tough starter for him, though. That's the angle he's got. Almost looking completely away from the post as he aims his kick. This would get the crowd going if he could slot this one over. Sends it towards the post. It's got a chance. It's got more than a chance. Great kick for a great try. Game on at the Jungle.
Now we've got a ball game, haven't we? Senior, as soon as he gets hold of this beautiful offload, Alex Mellor with all the determination. It's a bad miss from Leeds in defence, a one-on-one miss in defence, but take nothing away from the intention and the strength of carry from Castleford.
Here's Singleton. Holroyd hits him hard. 10 off the line.
Wait! Go on.
Here now is Zaxini. Wrapped up Leeds. He's got to put that out of their mind, that little... Well, it's one missed tackle. It's cost them 6 points. Here now is Hall. Carries forward.
Move now, James. Red line.
Hall waits at dummy half. Gets it away to Mellor. This time Croft gets his legs.
Went down beneath the ball, drove him to the deck, Brodie Croft.
Here's Mustafa. He runs it in. Good carry, but good defence again. Last one. Horn now waits. Gets it away to Dejanasi under pressure. Goes high. Hall and Miller retreat. Miller catches it on the full. Looks now to bring it forward. Tackled 20 away. Decent set from the Tigers.
Red line. Wait. Red line. Hold Alex. Go on.
Connor finds Hall.
So quick that first 40 minutes. An incredible pace to the game with hardly any breaks.
Here's McDonald.
Move together.
Jared O'Connor waits at dummy half. Still no Andy Ackers for Leeds at the moment. Here's Palacia, gets it away to Connor. Connor probing the line. He's gone through. Where's the support? It's not there. Gannon was just a yard too slow. The ball played here. Palacia takes it forward. He's taken off his feet by Mustafa. Great tackle. Last one. A little bit more noise around the Jungle. Here's Croft. Floats the kick deep. It is Senior. Points to the sky as if to set his sights. Collects it on his line. Not a bad reply from Leeds. Oh, I thought he'd given a penalty. The referee's just saying he's got to go back and play it again.
I don't think you were a million miles when both sides come out. You expected points to come from the Rhinos, and maybe that was the mindset of Leeds. Well, Castleford have reminded them that we're a serious team. Better take us into account.
What they have done is they've shown if you can defend your line, you've got a chance in any game, because one tackle, the game can change.
I talked about field position. They've scored a try 80 metres away.
We talk about good ball and having it in the right areas of the field. Here's Westerman operating in the second row today. He's wrapped up on his own 40, so they need a decent kick. Milnes is waiting. He'll get his hands on it now. He lines up, kicks downfield. Miller should collect that on the full, and he does. And he races up to the 40, so that's a big win for the Rhinos. And even a bigger win now, because he's still going. Like a rubber ball, he's over the halfway line. What a kick return.
It was nice work from Leeds, putting pressure on Rodney. You could see him setting up for one of those skyscraper kicks. It ended up being quite a limp kick at the end of it.
Ball now with Riley Lum. Taken down by Mustafa. 30 out from the line. Leeds on the attack. Palacia.
Straight out, George.
Allroyd said he was taken out. Referee's having none of it. Ball work left now to Jake Connor. Connor, little skip step, gets it away to Gannon. Gannon, nice run, gets it away to Croft, taken across the shoulder. Needed to be made to tackle. Last one. Tigers are a player short. Here now is Connor. Takes it, dumps it back now to Gannon. He'll find Croft. Croft looking for the kick. McDonald's after it. Oh, he couldn't take it. Newman puts it down. They'll have a look at this. But my gut reaction is McDonald, if he got a fingertip on it, this will be no try. What does Liam Russ say on the field? He has said no try. I think if McDonald's got a touch on this, it's gone forward.
In relation to the ground. Starts from the kick. Camera 4 on the front, please. offside, so they can roll it through at this point. Rolling nice and slow. Something tight in on that, please. Yeah, going slow on that, please. So the ball touches his hand. Do you have something from this bottom corner where the screen is, please? So the ball goes forward in relation to the ground. We know that from camera 4. Really slow on this. So the ball hits his hand and then goes forward in relation to the floor. I've made my decision. Thanks, Scott. I've made my decision. It's going to be no try.
Yeah. Liam Rush will be putting in a double invoice today. He's having to do the video refereeing as well, but a slight technical issue. But look, he was right there on the spot. McDonald will be disappointed because we can see from half he called for the kick, he got the kick, he just didn't catch it.
I think that was a fairly straightforward decision to make for the referee. Could have made it live for me, but there we go. It was a nice kick from Croft. It was a good chase, but ultimately James McDonald wasn't good enough to regather, and Cass survive.
Here now is Senior, brings it forward. For those wondering why it was the on-field ref that was giving the decision there is a slight technical issue at the ground. That's a bit of a backup plan, and the referee got the right decision. There's a ball now with Castleford.
3, Keenan straight out. All the way, James. Go 3.
Horn finds Singleton. Singleton angles across, looking to get to Croft. Makes the tackle.
Hold, James, all the way. Hold.
And now the ball is in the hands of Horn. Finds Hall. Big shot, Palacia.
5.
Puts his opposition player down on the 40-metre line. Ball goes back now to Dejanasi. Under pressure, kicks from deep inside his own territory. The ball now caught again by Miller. Miller again wanders forward up to the 30, gets it away to Riley Lum. He'll take the tackle. And the Rhinos start just their side of the 40-metre line.
It's definitely a different pace this second half. There's some real intent in both defence and carries from both sides. Almost looks to me like they're preparing themselves for that big finish, that final quarter.
Gonna be tidy about their work. Here's Lasoni now, wraps up, runs at Westerman, and
he's not waiting for the final quarter. He knows his spells are short and full of intensity.
Here's Miller, offered the dummy. Did he get that pass away? It went backwards, it's play on. Connor gets a miss-out pass. Here's Riley Lum, not got a lot of room to work with there. Last one for Leeds, who are threatening but not quite pulling off that last pass. Here's Connor, he's going to put the kick in. Again, floated, this time towards Newman and Miller. Ozzy gets off the ground. Can he get down to the floor? He does. Well done, Dejanasi. Castleford get it, but look at that. Right on their own line.
That was the theme of the first half for the Rhinos for me. He didn't nail that pass, that last pass, often enough. And Cass doing all they can to stay in this game.
Move, Jared!
Well, they're 10 out from their own line and they're halfway through the set. Here is Senior. Wrapped up.
Move now, James! Wait! Go for.
Now Mellor offers the dummy. Head rocks back in the tackle. That's the 5th look, and they've only gone 25 metres downfield. Good set from Leeds defensively here. Putting the squeeze on. Hoy sends it downfield. Miller again, perfectly placed. Collects it on the full. Heads off infield. Met 30 out. So since the try, Leeds are just getting a little bit more good ball now. Can they add to their lead?
And they're getting themselves back into the game with defensive efforts, restricting meters. It seems to be the default setting of Brad Arthur's side.
Well, Castleford has seen off Sam Lasoni. Cameron Smith comes back into the action for Leeds, making his comeback after an injury absence. Here he is now, hands on the ball, looking to probe the centre of the field. He's tackled inside the 30. Leeds on the prowl. Palacia gets it away to Croft. Croft rolls it through the line. Newman's after it. Senior. Oh, he's dropped it. I think Newman's got a hand on this. This is going to be a try for Leeds. Newman celebrates. Referee gives it on field. disaster for Innis Senior. I think he wanted it to roll out. He hesitated, he missed it, and Newman touches down.
It's a committed chase from the Leeds players. Harry Newman is the ultimate beneficiary. It's a mistake and a bad one from Cass. As Brodie Croft handles this ball, he can see the space behind the defensive line. And as we mentioned in the first half, a bouncing ball, a bobbling ball, a difficult one to deal with. It's a difficult one to deal with when there's nobody around, but with the two players that are chasing hard, putting pressure on, he makes the fumble, and Harry Newman, who's been an ever-present for Leeds Rhinos this year, gets the second try for the visitors.
Yeah, Brad Arthur be pretty happy, looking on. Be even happier if this kick goes over, because it'll reassert a 7-point lead. 11 gone second half, try either end. Connor slotted over his first goal. This somewhat more difficult. In fact, this as tough as they come for Jake Connor. Leeds fans behind the post will tell us as soon as he puts a strike on this if this has got a chance or not. Sends it across the face, and the jeers are from the Castleford fans. It remains 11-6, but Leeds back further in front.
We talked about it, didn't we, last week? 1 from 4. Lockie Miller off the kicking tee. Jake Connor fails to convert 4 into 6, but it's a great try. It's one of those tries you make your own look in rugby league. If he's not there, if he's not chasing hard, Harry Newman, he doesn't benefit from that fumble.
Yeah, got to put yourself in the picture, and he did just that. Castleford then, behind by 5. Kick-off taken right in the corner, and here goes Palacia. Oh, that's a great carry, because they were penned right in their Leeds. And a great run from the big fella.
They want a clean set after points, get to the kick, make Cass Tigers work hard away from their own line.
Here now is Smith. Too much from Castleford, and that is a relieving penalty. Chris Atkin into the action, and he's given away a penalty.
It was a clear call from the referee. He's just explaining to the players after the call was made. Then the player was taken to the ground. Cam Smith, I think that's his second carry of the game. Muzzy Mustafa just can't quite resist. Former teammate with Cameron Smith, would have done that 1,000 times in training.
Yeah. Here's Palacia. Just get the feeling Leeds are poised to strike again here. They'll play it now. Here goes Cam Smith, goes back short side. Mills gets enough of him, but can't prevent the offload. Jake Connor, he now has got blue shirts in motion outside him, but takes the tackle.
Lockie Miller was clean through the line if that pass was made.
Here's Smith looking for Holroyd back on the inside. Smith going for the posts. Tackled a metre out, right up against the post pad. Croft waits right behind the ruck area, gets it now, going left to Connor. Connor short pass, good defence, good contact there. Castleford have got to hang on here. Leeds looking to open up a 2-score lead. Here's Holroyd, turns, spins it, can't find an offload. Hall calls for it, wide on the Leeds right. Croft gets the ball now, rolls the kick in, bounces up, and there will get Hall. Can he get it down? He does get it down in the corner. Too big, too strong, Ryan Hall. And Leeds have back-to-back scores here. They lead by 15 points to 6.
Well, it's a fortunate ricochet for the Leeds Rhinos, but we'll take a close look at how Ryan Hall finishes this try. Talked last week about preserving the space. Lean into the defender when you're short. There's the ricochet. You can see he just angles his body in. Doesn't want to get carried over the sideline. Doesn't want the defender to push him. It's Tex Hoy, leans into him. preserves the space. How many times have we seen that now? A significant try for him too, overtaken Mick Sullivan on the all-time try-scoring chart. What a player he's been, what a signing. I'm sure there were one or two eyebrows raised when 36-year-old Ryan Hall was returning to the Rhinos, but this is not a sentimental signing.
No, he's the ultimate professional, isn't he? You're right, he is now on 343 career tries. He does go 19th on the all-time list of try scorers in the British game. And he's not far behind Paul Newlove either, who's just in front of him, so might well leap up another place or two.
Two outstanding players.
Yeah, certainly are.
Paul Newlove could play a bit, let me tell you.
Here's Connor again. He's just missed one from this side. Can he make the necessary adjustments? Well, they say that good kickers don't often miss from the same spot twice. Jake Connor slots the goal from the sideline, and they're happy. That young man's happy. 17 points to 6.
Well, the fans happy, and so is Ryan Hall. Knows that his job is to make sure he gets that right. Gives the thumbs up to this huge following at the back of the sticks. It's funny, isn't it, when teams are playing in a game away from home, when they're running towards that big bulk of fans, you just find a little bit more, don't they? A bit extra.
Yeah, certainly do. And Leeds looking to go through the gears here. Well, they had a big lead against the Tigers back at Headingley in round 3, and they let it go late in the piece. Castleford scored a few consolations late on, but Brad Arthur, I think, will be keen that they take this to full 80 here. Crowd just over 8,000 inside the jungle. Those that are in blue and amber will be significantly more happier at the moment than their compatriots in the black and amber. Here now is O'Connor, gets it away to Jake Connor. Quick hands, finds Lum. Lum cuts back in, drifts past one, gets past two, finds an offload to Cam Smith. All of a sudden it's getting a little bit quick now for Castleford.
We said that, didn't it? There was a lull just before half-time, even before that try, and just after.
Kick lacks depth here. Well, that ball batted back, and it's play on Castleford survival. They'll just be happy, I think, at this moment to have their hands on the football.
See what their energy levels are like now.
Move together.
You'd expect Cats Tigers to get some of those outfield players involved, some of the quicker players with better footwork.
They need an out, don't they, at the moment? They've been squashed, aren't they, by Leeds' defence. It's just keeping them squeezed in.
I think it's the factor we mentioned before a ball was kicked. Big men, full of energy, coming on off the bench. Let's not forget that Tom Amon failed his head injury assessment. He won't be back. Big Dan Okoro has just entered the field.
Miller penned on the touchline, heads off back in field. Decent chase from the Tigers. Wrapping up on the 20. Just over 22 remaining here. 17-6 Leeds lead.
Move now. Louise gets squared. All the way, Joe. All to go to.
Here's Ryan Hall.
That's good there, isn't it?
Now, Alex.
That's what he does. Big carries, big meters after contact, and quick play the ball.
Yeah, good shot goes in there from Mustafa. Here goes Cam Smith, gets it away now to Jake Connor. Connor finds Lockie Miller. He finds Hanley. Hanley wrapped up. He'll take the tackle on the last one. Miller steps, goes back down the shore side, Lockie Miller, then kicks over the top. Hoy needs a bounce, ball rolls dead, and it's a 7-tackle restart. The bounce of the ball that time favoured the Tigers.
It was almost perfect from Lockie Miller. Jams down off that right foot, finds a kick into the smallest of spaces, and he needed a better bounce with Ash Hanley and Riley Lum in attendance.
Move, Harry. Hold here, wait. Wait. Go. 0.
Could easily have been a set restart, but referee not having that. Here now is Mills, gets it away to Hoy.
I think his arm was trapped in there. I think he was doing his best, senior, to draw a penalty.
insinuating dark arts were at play.
Dark arts are still in the game. They're not the same dark arts that we had.
No.
Ours were a bit more violent, but that's gone.
Yeah. Here now is Hoy, short pass to Mellor. Mellor trying to get it back to Hoy. The pass was on for a split second, but that didn't quite happen. Here now is Mustafa. Atkin busy at dummy half. Last one here for the Tiger. Not been down this end for a while. Here now is Azi. Sends the kick high. Hall back pedals. Hall gets it, and then Lewis Senior rattles it.
He almost pushes it back into the in goal. Ryan Hall, his spatial awareness and his skill to catch that ball. It's a great contact, isn't it, from Lewis Senior?
Hall knew what was coming, but he did his job and took it. Leeds work their way out here. O'Connor pinches some meters and finds a penalty. Not happy, the Castleford fans, but you can see why that decision was given.
That's the third occasion in this second half. Jared O'Connor, after a quick play of the ball, jumped out, testing the defence. He knows what he's doing, runs straight at fellow Ridnesian Chris Atkin.
Ball in the touch. Here come the Rhinos. Oh, remember, a win for them. They go third in the table tonight. Progress is being made under Brad Arthur. Here's Croft, gets it away to Connor, finds Gannon. Gannon finds Miller. Danger here. Miller slices through. Hanley back. Oh, they've got it. What a try saver from Mills. How Ash Hanley didn't score there, goodness only knows. Here the ball on the ground. I think he's been knocked down by Castleford. Senior's racing away for the second time here. I think this might be coming back. Lewis Senior's going to go under the sticks.
I think you're right.
90 metres, but I think there was a Castleford hand in it. Or was there? Referee, yeah, he's going to hand this one upstairs. And I think, sadly for Castleford, this could all be coming back. Or is it? He's got try on the field.
Touched it. He's touched it. He's obviously unsighted. You saw the same thing I saw from our angle.
I'm going to check it.
But he's got... I told you Liam Rush was fit. He's now got to make his way to the big telly in the corner to look at the replay.
Really slow, mate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex Mellor.
So Alex Mellor is going to make a tackle, so the ball is played at. It hits the hand of Alex Mellor, and the ball then goes forward in relation to the ground. Thanks, I made my decision.
Well, one look was all it took. It looked that way in real time. A little bit unfortunate for Castleford, but it was clearly played up by
I suppose Liam Rush did the right thing in regards to let it play out. I think we all felt it was touched by Alex Mellor. If he'd have been tackled and there is no try, the ability to go back has gone.
Played on.
They would have had to have played on.
Yeah. Try disallowed.
Tackle from Rowan Milnes, by the way.
To deny Ash Hanley.
Wow. We've lost that, haven't we? We've forgotten that.
And you try and fill that space, you end up about 8 metres and then make the tackle. It's a scrum.
Mellor's fingertips. There you go.
Time back on, Paul.
I'll tell you what we have learned today. Lewis Senior's got some wheels, hasn't he?
Oh, everybody knows that. Both of them have terrific pace. Big, tall things they are with a nice stride, nice long gait.
Leeds will get a full set. 10 out. O'Connor finds Croft. Croft goes short. I think Hanley himself will still be wondering how he didn't score that try.
Move now, Rowan. Back foot, Louise. Tex, back foot.
It was great defence from Castleford. They've got more of it to do here. They're hanging on by their fingertips. One more for Leeds now, and you do wonder if the floodgates may open late on in the piece. Ball works its way back now to Miller. Miller back to Watkins.
Move down, Louise. Alex, goal line.
Connor waits to the left. It goes instead to Miller. Here's Croft, rolls it through again. Pounced upon, and it's play on this time. That's a couple of times Leeds have tried that little kick, Barry. They've not got it through the line.
And it's Brodie Croft in particular looking to find some space around the back of the defensive line. He's always asking a lot of his defenders, his attackers, when he's trying to thread the needle with the ball.
Penalty now for Castleford. Simmons is penalty for his side. This game is not done. If Castleford score next, this is still in the balance.
Have they still got that belief? The desire to stay in this game? And I would say yes.
Well, I think if we had a heat map on the pitch, Barry, in the second half, the pitch away to our right would be scorched earth, wouldn't it? Because Leeds have been predominantly down that end.
As it was predominantly in the first half too.
Yeah.
Can't emphasise this enough. When Cass and Leeds Rhinos play, it means more than 2 competition points.
Here's a Coro up from the bench. That's a good first run from... Oh, he spoiled it. He spoiled it. Here's Croft, back to Newman. Well, Leeds will be relieved that Castleford turned it over on the first tackle. So frustrating.
Yeah, it's a big carry, isn't it? He's carrying defenders. And when he starts to think about getting the offload away, he hasn't got a good enough grip on the ball.
No.
Move now, Zach. Back on here.
Leeds back inside Castleford territory again. Here they go with Alecki, who's turned and dumped.
And again, that's born out of training, that.
Short pass to Watkins. Leeds 20 away, 16 remaining here at the Jungle. Leeds go third with a win. Croft, little step, gap opens up, lovely footwork from Croft. Can he find a pass? Not quite. Mustafa stops him.
That's when he's dangerous, Brodie Croft, when he starts to run the ball.
Here now is Cam Smith. Gets it away to Connor, finds Hanley. Good one-on-one tackle from Zach Sini.
Move now, Zach. Back.
Plays it now, ball back into Jake Connor, floats it across looking for Newman. There's Louis Senior, he comes up with it.
Good take. Good take. They look like they're trying to attack with kicks. The left edge for Cass. And they're up to the task. Big tall players over on this side, aren't they? Both senior boys, 6'4" in height. I don't know why you wouldn't go the other side.
Well, I just wonder if he overcooked it. I think they were trying to maybe get over the top of Dejan Arce there, but they've just put a little bit too much juice on the kick. 11 points to Leeds.
On the other side, Josh Sim.
Here now is Arce, gets it away to Mellor. Just put the brakes on as he met Newman's tackle. Here's Hoy. Sends it end over end downfield. Picked up by Miller. He'll return it up and over the 40. Gave Westerman the step there.
Chews up the meters at fullback, Lockie Miller, doesn't it? When he's coming away from his own line, he's often the first person to get hold of the ball, and then he attacking positions as well. He wants to touch the ball and have as many goals as he can. Nikolai Alecki reintroduced for Leeds as we're into the final quarter.
Chris, all the way, Chris. Hold. Go free.
Ball now here with Smith. Smith gets it to Croft. Arce went looking, didn't get him. Croft's away. Oh, he had support. Newman outside him. Didn't look to pass it. Another opportunity for Leeds. Here is Miller. Miller gets it away now. They've got numbers here if they can execute. Connor's pass to Hanley. Hanley tackled. It looked like it went over the advantage line. I think Castleford almost tried to pinch it back there. Last one here. Here now is Connor. This time he does bring it down under the post. Watkins bats it back. Smith looking for a pass, gets it away. Here's Newman. Double for Leeds. Newman's in. And Leeds might just wrap it up. The high kick this time pays dividends. Harry Newman celebrates a double. It's 21 points to 6.
Well, this time the kick is more around the centre of the field, around those posts. And Leeds Rhinos get up, and when Cam Smith ends up with the ball, the kick is judged to perfection. Callum Watkins bats it back. Cam Smith has hold of the ball. He's not tackled. And then James McDonnell unselfishly finds a pass. And it's a fairly basic, simple put down for Harry Newman. But good awareness from the Rhinos, putting themselves forward. 21, probably 23 on the scoreboard now.
It's fair to say Harry enjoyed that one. A double for him on the day. They have, I would say, wasted a few opportunities, Leeds, because they scored in the set anyway, but they have made a few breaks that they haven't put away.
It's just that final pass, but you can cover that up with hard work. Callum Watkins, who's got a mountain of experience. It's only a small thing that he does. He gets up and he bats the ball back. Doesn't collect it. He's too far away from the own line, from the try line to get the ball over himself. Bats it back, purposefully backs it back to Cam Smith. It was a wonderful by Callum Watkins. The tries converted, 4 becomes 6. And when you have an outfit that all want to do what they can to improve the chances of a reward for everyone else, that's a really successful formula. It's no coincidence that that ball goes back to Cam Smith. It's no coincidence that when Cam Smith turns around, he's got eyes looking at him, ready to pounce. Brodie Croft is in the vicinity, but James McDonnell hands it onto the centre. Beautiful team try.
Well, it's been a good effort from Castleford, but you just wonder if the energy reserves are starting to dwindle now. And that raises the question, how ruthless do Leeds want to be here with 11 minutes remaining? Castleford have been brave, but bravery, Barry, only gets you so far.
They were strong in the last 10 minutes against Hull FC. I know it's been a focus in the Rhinos camp to get better as the game gets late on. And if you think back to that game in round 3, the last 10 minutes, Cass scored 3 tries. They will not want the same thing to happen again.
No, Danny Maguire looks on. Here now is Connor again, short pass to Gannon.
Loves that no-look pass, doesn't it?
They're looking threatening every time it goes to him on the left now. Last one, though, Cass have held them to halfway. They're going to launch a counter, are they? No, they're going to send it high. Hoy will come forward to collect it, does collect it, and he's tackled 15 out.
And we've hardly mentioned Tex Hoy, have we? Think about that game last week against Salford in the league, where they were resounding winners, a hat-trick of tries for the number 1 of Castleford Tigers. He's had no field position, he's had no quality touches, so he's had no influence.
They've had very little good ball, have they, Castle? In the opening 5 minutes, they had a couple of tilts at the Leeds line. They've not really had that kind of influence again.
It's a little bit on the defence and the smothering defence of the Rhinos, the desire to restrict the metres that they make, but also control the speed of the play of the ball. You can see just 18 metres made, and they've taken metres away at this point.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep it alive now, Castleford. They're gambling, but they're going backwards as it stands. Here now is a high kick from Dejanasi. Wait, Miller just made that look so easy. We're seeing that's swirling all around, and he just catches it on the full and then adds another 20-odd metres to his running list.
It's a skill, isn't it? People in the backfield, when that ball's high, they're thinking, some weaker ones are thinking, I don't want to drop it. The best ones are thinking, I'm going to catch it, I'm going to make metres, make a break, or even score a try.
Yeah, well, plenty of action to come, including later on this evening. Catalans take on Wigan. There's a ball up the middle. It's going to be a try here. Oh, intercepted! Big Mikolai! What are you doing?
What's he doing? He couldn't have made that look any harder. If he'd have kept hold of the ball, he'd have scored.
Oh, that is a shocker.
That's why props don't make breaks, Mark.
Yeah, that he would want that again. Well, I go back to my earlier point. How many times have they wasted chances here? I think Hoy's all in on the intercept, isn't he? Mikolai could have run straight past him.
That Mikolai, with his body angle, is looking to pass. But you're right. How many times have the Rhinos failed to execute that final pass?
Here's a ball over the top for Sim. Sim's going to put the kick in. Oh, if it goes over Miller, then Hall might have had a chance, but ifs, buts and maybes don't count. And the ball back in the hands of the Leeds fullback.
Move together.
Leeds then, they've got A couple of home games coming up. Wakefield and Warrington, then a trip to St Helens. They take on Lee and Headingley and Hullcastle. Some tough games in there, but some games, if they can get some wins out of, they're going to be in good shape going into the closing stages of the season.
Very tough period. Another West Yorkshire derby at home.
Got rolled in round one, didn't they, by Wakefield?
Yeah. M&D awareness game at the Rhinos.
Yeah. A great occasion for sure. Hanley tackled on the fifth one. 7 remaining here. Can't credit Castleford enough for their defensive efforts, but it's just the weight of territory and possession. Another high kick. Miller bats it back. Big Sam's in again. They won't stop him from there. Miller's back, and Sam Lasoni celebrates a double. Leeds are going third, much to the delight of the travelling fans. Big Sam at the double.
Smiles on the faces of those fans. They love a big man scoring a try, don't they? Who doesn't? He's Sam Lasoni. He does what he wants. He's only just got back on the field. Another high kick. Judged to perfection. He comes from a long way out, doesn't he, in his senior. Fails to get hold of the ball. It's batted back in field. And Sam Lasoni with his second try. Delighted. Watch his face. Watch his smile. A real fan's favourite.
I think he needs to work on his celebration.
He's not used to it, is he?
He's scoring tries. He's doing all right.
That's
his third of the season now.
He's not used to it. His job is to do what he did on his first carry. Be destructive.
Certainly is.
Be hard to handle. Carry the ball forward. Leave players in your wake. Today he's got mixed up with the job of Ryan Hall.
Nice. Here's Connor. 10 to the left of the post. Can he add another 2 to the tally? Yes, he can. 31 points to 6 now in favour of the Leeds Rhinos.
He's delighted to be in the right place at the right time. It takes effort, energy. And Cas Tigers, with just over 5 minutes on the clock, will not want this scoreline to capitulate.
Well, a penny for Danny Maguire's thoughts. His team have been brave, they've tried hard, but they've just simply been starved of any meaningful possession, haven't they?
There's been good game control, and talked about it being the third time that the spine has been together. Lockie Miller, Brodie Croft, Jake Connor. They have to start to build those combinations, but they've benefited from carries like that. More metres after contact, 3 players in and around him. I think it's been a real forwards game, this.
Here's Croft looking for a little bit of late action. He's wrapped up, but they're over halfway again here with a couple left in the tank. Here is Mikolaj Alecki. He'll still be having nightmares about that pass that was intercepted. Here now is Connor. Connor just holds it up for Miller. Miller rolls the kick in behind. Hoy's going to have to come and be brave, and he is brave. And he's tackled again, 10 off his line.
Just look at the intensity in that line speed now. And Jared O'Connor, 51 tackles he's put in the middle of the field. It looks like he's going to knock another 80 minutes out. And I said it's been built on the back of some hard work from the forwards. Of course, Sam Lasoni has been the guy that's grabbed the headlines with the 2 tries, but it's been the consistency of work in that middle unit.
It has.
4 big men on the bench.
Yeah. Castleford got some tough games on the horizon as well. They do go to Warrington next weekend, then Hull away, Hull Kingston Rovers and Wigan here at the Jungle, followed by Huddersfield. So no respite. Tough sledding, isn't it, in the Super League? It's a kick to Lum, did well to collect it on the full. Is the 1 late score for the Rhinos? Well, I think all in all, I think Brad Arthur will look at this and think, look, we could have been probably significantly better in attack.
Yeah.
But everything else, I think he'd be pretty pleased with.
I think he'd be delighted with the effort and attitude in defence from the Rhinos. As we keep saying, we've spent a large part of the game looking towards Leeds in the right end of the field. Cass holding on, defending their own line.
Get a marker, right there, Ash.
But I do know that he places huge importance on how his team approaches defence.
Play the ball, play the ball.
Ball here then with Cooper Jenkins.
3, move, grab. Alex, all the way, Marie.
I almost feel that another try would be a little bit harsh on Castleford in terms of the scoreline. Well, they're going to get a knock on here. Well, they have got a challenge if they wish to use it, but it did look as though he didn't play the ball.
I think he's going to use it, Ash Hanley.
Well, he may as well.
Yeah.
Nothing left to lose.
I think there is a push.
Scott, we've got a captain's challenge. Leeds are challenging the ruling that he's not played the ball. They're saying he was pushed. Okay, just keep rolling through on this angle. Keep rolling through. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Okay, they stand up. Yeah, Brad Singleton then pushes him back, which stops him from being able to play the ball. The challenge is successful.
Well, there you go. Everything going the way of the Rhinos this afternoon. And it is a successful captain's challenge.
It's a good challenge, and you've got to give the players credit. They've really come to terms with when to use it and when not to use it. Obviously, your mind is always thinking about the final part of the game and having one up your sleeve and not wasting them. We saw early on players wasting them left, right and centre.
I'm still not quite sure they've mastered the art of it, but I think they are being a little bit more patient as to when to use it. Here goes Big Sam.
Oh.
Mustafa, to be fair, makes the tackle. I think he's picked up a bit of an injury there. I think he has. The referee's just going to stop play here. Mustafa, I think he's got a bang in the mouth.
Well, he's a very brave player. I keep talking about Muzzy Mustafa, his time at the Rhinos. Everybody thought a lot about him. He's probably about, I'm going to guess, about 14 and a half, 15 stone. Big Sam would be 18 stone plus, giving a big weight away. He ends up in or around.
Well, I'll say this, Barry. I think pound for pound, there are not many. Well, is it an arm in the face? I don't think so. I'm just saying, pound for pound, I don't think there are many better forwards than Mustafa. He runs and tackles above his size. Just hope he is okay here. They're having a look at this in the background. Liam Russell have had a look at this on the replay.
I don't
but it is going to be play on.
He bumps the player off. He's more in a pushing motion after the initial contact.
Like you said, the sheer weight advantage means that it's always going to look uncomfortable, isn't it?
And his target area, when he makes a tackle, Mustafa, he's always just underneath the ball. He's a short, stocky player, but his tackle technique is pretty good.
Yeah, well, hopefully he'll be okay. They've already lost Tom Amon, haven't they? Failed his head injury assessment earlier on.
Sam, tackle one, play.
Here's Connor, gets it away.
2, move now, down in square.
Cooper Jenkins leads on the attack. Here now is Croft. Croft turns it back to Miller. Miller changes it now, gets it to Cooper Jenkins. Jenkins runs at Lawler. Tackle made by Atkin. 10 out from the line. Ball played here now. Connor back to Watkins. Leeds looking to end on a high. Inside the final 90 seconds we go. Leeds looking to put some icing on the cake. O'Connor bumps out of one, gets it away. Ball back now to Aledzki. Aledzki finds Connor, just sizes up. Thought about the kick, gets it to Cam Smith, had a bit of a juggle. Lost a little bit of go forward there. Last one. Is there one more try? Is there one more try? Smith slow to his feet. Referee just gives him time. Croft coming back down the short side, needs support, finds O'Connor. O'Connor dumps it out the back for Newman. Newman gets it away, finds Jake Connor. Jake Connor going through the middle, needs to find a pass, flicks it to Croft. Champagne stuff. Croft going for the line, needs to find a pass. He gets it to Jared O'Connor. He kicks for Hall, kicked away by Castleford, and it'll go into touch. Wow, what a game. Looks like Castleford are going to keep their line intact. Who then, Barry, is your Betfred player of the match?
Well, listen, it's been a gritty, grindy game for both sets of teams, and whilst Cast Tigers have been under pressure all the second half, I'm going to give it to a player who rarely gets the headlines. Put in an 80-minute shift, making 60 tackles last week. He's done over 50 this week, and I'm going to give it to the number 14, Jared O'Connor, for the sheer weight of work that he's done and the unselfish nature of his game.
Jared O'Connor is the player of the match then here this afternoon. It's a big win for the Leeds Rhinos. They had to be patient. They were only 7-0 in front of the break. And when Lewis Senior raced fully 80 metres, it gave Castleford hope at 7-6. But tries for Newman, who got a double. Ryan Hall and Samlis on his second means that it's a good day for the Leeds Rhinos. They